You should see us. Yes, so we are live now on Twitter. Let me check. Let me see. We are live now on Twitter. If you check, let me see. Go live. Yes, on Instagram. We should be live on YouTube too. We should be live. Yes, so I think we are live now. So yes, a lot of people are joining us already. So thank you everyone again. I have my guys here. We are here to discuss Japa episode. So I'm sure a lot of people from Twitter are joining us. I see people from Twitter joining us already. I can see people on my Instagram page joining us already. So if you are here, please let us know. Tell us your name. Tell us where you are streaming from, so that we know. I have my wonderful people with me here to discuss. We'll be here for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, just for them to tell us their experience. The aim is that we are able to people will able to can be able to glean from your experience, and they are able to learn real life stuff, especially as it pertains to Japa. So who will start first? Did they say ladies first? The man, I will come last. So anyway, ladies,
Yeah,
and then
nothing to me, nothing
yes,
to me.
you know
Uh,
that one.
yes. Wait, I need to switch off something. 1 minute.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, so let's start from Abigail. Abigail, give us introduction yourself, your name, how you met me, you know, how we met, how you Japa, what course are you doing? Just brief introduction, and then we are still going to dive into the matter. Gone. All the shake away I don't see for Canada. But tell us your name and how we met.
Okay. Um, Good evening, everyone. Because we are using a West African time, but here is afternoon. But
Mm,
my name is Abigail. Abigail Mwapara. I met D1 via Twitter. This should be like I think it was 2022, right? D1. That I told you that I've been following
Yeah,
all.
2022. Yeah.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, exactly. But I know before 2022, I've been following your tweets. Yeah, I've been following your tweets. I had to switch on the notification button. So all the Japa stories, the teasing of Ada, all these things. So I was getting
Yeah.
I was getting the notifications. Yeah, but I already had it in mind that yes, I really want to japa. Yeah, I in fact by like anyhow, any means, but it's all about taking a leap of faith. And I sneaked into your DM. In fact, I was to my utmost surprised. I was surprised that you responded to me, being a busy person that you are. So you quickly responded
Mm,
to me, giving me the email address. In fact, I don't know how it happened, but normally when I see your notification, it's all about your team will get to the person, will get back to the person. They will get feedback from your team. Your email address. So many things. But you were the one that you just responded to me immediately, and that was it. Abigail, oh yeah, chat me. That was how everything started. And the consultation, because you have your company rules and guidelines to follow, and I abided by it, because it
mhm.
wasn't for free, because you are running a business. And I had to do my due diligence by paying for the consultation. And you actually, because I paid for your time as a busy person that you are, and the rest they say is history. And here we are in Canada.
Mm, mm. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for that very short introduction. So let me go to
Thank
Dolapo.
you.
Dolapo, you have the mic. Dolapo, you never unmute. Dolapo, your mic is still not unmuted. Dolapo, can you hear me? Abigail, can you hear me? I just want to be sure.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear. She needs to unmute the mic at her end.
Okay, Dolapo, you need to
Okay.
unmute your mic.
I think I can hear
Okay,
Abigail.
Dolapo, can you hear me
Unmute
now?
others.
Jolako, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Wahala. Emmanuel, can you hear me? Let me confirm. Ima, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you.
Okay, Ima can hear me. Jolako, but Jolako cannot hear me. So
I
Abigail, let me
I
tell
can hear you now.
Jolako to. Okay, now make I not drag the same na Naija you dey. You can't do holiday for Naija. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can speak now.
Okay, so good evening,
Okay, yeah, let's go.
everyone. Good evening, everyone. I believe I'm
Yeah,
sharing the same time with you guys because I'm not in the United States currently. I'm here in Nigeria for your research. So how I met the one, the truth is that it has not been long. I think I met the one in 2022 or so, but I can't recall exactly how I met him. But what I know was that I was addicted to Twitter then. I was always on Twitter because I there were a lot of informations on scholarship on Twitter. So I spend most of my time on Twitter looking at how people are tweeting about scholarship opportunities. And D1 was one of the major people that I follow then. So he keeps sharing information. So I don't know, it was in the midnight. I don't know if I was the one that reached out to D1 or D1 reached out to me, but the story was just somehow that he got interested in my profile. I am a first class graduate student in history from Ekiti State University. So I think he was just interested in the profile and it was like, I'm going to add you to my group. And from there, you can connect with people of like minds. I remember then I was even asking him to review my SOP. I was like, he's a busy person, but he can refer me to people and all. And he added me to that group. And honestly, that group was what I needed at that period. I connected me with a lot of people that are like mentor to me. And I also met some couple of hustlers like me then, people that are also applying for scholarship. We were added to the same group. And from there, we were able to review each other's documents like SOP, CVs, and all. And I remembered that some people I even connected with then were not people of my background. Most of them were in
yeah.
STEM. The rest of people like Sodiq, I think Sodiq was in physics, and it was the one that was paired with me to review my documents. So coming from STEM, he was able to read my documents without any experience in my area. So when he gave me feedback, I believe that that was what I needed at that period. And same with mentors like Mentor Mutiat. She was also
I think she's having network issues. She's streaming from Nigeria. Mm. Wahala. I think she's having network issues. Okay. So while we are waiting for her to come, let me introduce Emilia. Emilia, are you here? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can I mute?
Yeah, I can hear
Emilia,
you.
can
Good
you hear
evening,
me?
everyone.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much, Emilia. So just a brief introduction of how you met me. Where are you presently? What school? How did we meet? How did it happen? And all of that. Yes.
Um, Hi, everyone. My name is Emilia. I'm currently in France. Well, I met D1 on Twitter. Apparently, that's the most active place I go to on social media page. So I met him on Twitter. It was one night he posted something like, "Who is still awake here?" And then it was midnight, and I responded. So, and then he was like, "Why are you still awake?" I'm like, "I'm looking for an MBA admission." So my initial drive to leave the country was to go for an MBA in the US. So I was literally stalking everybody that had information to share, like anything about funding, schools I could apply for my MBA and funding. So each night when I'm back from work, I'm on Twitter, like I'm there. Any information I can get, I utilize it. So that was how I met D1. And we actually started talking. He sent me a DM, right? And then we started talking, and we even had a call that night, right? We had a video call that night. So that was how we started talking. So along the line, I don't know, somehow when I finally got my admission in France, because I didn't get the funding I was looking for MBA in France, in the US. So I reached out to him. So I told him, oh, I have my admission in France. So if you need any information, like if you need to share to your platform and to encourage people to apply to different places, different countries, you can always reach out to me. I'm willing to share the information because definitely the things I know now it was part of, it was from his platform, his that I knew all those things. The information I got, I knew it from him, and I saw a lot of things that could help me. So I was willing to share that same information as well with other people who were in my shoes before now. So that was how we got talking, and yeah. So I'm currently in France here. I'm doing my master's in business intelligence, and prior to that, I actually studied estate management, and mine has been a terrible career shift. I went from studying estate management to working in the bank, and now I'm doing business intelligence right now. So I'm currently in my master's in business intelligence in France, and it has been an amazing experience for me. And by September, I'll be 1 year here. So yeah, that's just basically for me.
Wow.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Emily. I'm really happy for your story. Yes, Dolakwa, are you back now? No, say that Niger you did. You need to tell
Yeah.
people what you are doing in Niger. But
Yeah.
between me and you, I know you are supposed to be in Europe. You have to tell people what you are doing in Niger. So continue your story.
Yeah, so I don't know where the network stopped me, but what I was trying to say before I had the network issue was that I was added to a group, and that group was beneficial to me. It wasn't just the main group where people that have already traveled out were present. I was also added to a group where fellow hustlers, like people that we were both looking for scholarship then. So we review each other's documents, and I gain a lot from them, especially because majority of them were not from my background. Some of them were from STEM. So when they review my documents, they give me feedback on what I couldn't concentrate on what I didn't think it was missing because it was my area. So I might not really see what others people that are not in my area will see. So I became friends with people like that, and I believe it's one of the major things that helped my documents before I finally submitted um my applications. And also the main group too has been really beneficial to me because even when I got to the United States of America, people there keep helping me. I made a couple of friends that I became close with, and we've been good friends. I've received a lot of guidance and opportunities from them. So it doesn't stop at D1. D1 has connected me with branch of people. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm really happy to hear this. Congratulations again. I'm really happy to hear this. Why
Yeah.
I'm bringing all of you? This is episode 4. My aim is to do like eight episodes till end of July. Then have a break. Then maybe start again. So because a lot of people are already saying, Demon, all the life stories that you are putting on Twitter, you need to bring them. Let us see their face on YouTube. On YouTube, it's much more real, and then to be there forever. So like Twitter that Baba can say, oh yeah, Twitter today we are selling Twitter. That's why I'm bringing all of you so that we have a place where people can listen to what you have gained and what you are doing, and much importantly, how you can also be of help to others too. It's really important. So let me go to Maga. Okay, man, this man is always busy. It took me a whole lot of time to get this guy to come. I don't beg them because he's in Switzerland now. We no go hear what again. And oh yeah, Baba, oh yeah,
Uh,
you have the mic, sir.
honestly, let me stand on already existing protocols. Thank you, D1, for all you've done for our community and humanity as well. I must say, meeting you actually wasn't a coincidence. I think it was part of fate, actually, that brought us together. I am forever grateful we met. My name is Emmanuel, like you said. I actually came to know D1 as far back as Q1 or Q2 2021. So you see, I'm an OG, with D1 and the whole thing. So
You are
Q1 or
OG. You
Q2.
the OG.
Yes,
You the
I'm an
OG.
OG, yes. So Q1, Q2, 2020, I think that during the COVID, a little after COVID or something like that, or during the COVID. So we connected and we started interacting, and then it was all about how to travel, how to leave this country on a legit through a legit education route. So I eventually was keen in most of what he was dishing out, and the contents he was giving in all his social media handles and the group as well. The general group, for instance, where people were there just to make sure, like the Bible said, iron sharpeneth iron. People were there to help you review your documents, make corrections, and then if you are the proverbial orphan who has no parents, while kids with parents are being instructed and being counseled, you also put your ears on the ground to listen. So that's what most of us were doing. We were kind of
Mm-hmm.
listening to what they were saying and then making our corrections. And at the end of the day, we tried launching. And I must say a very big thank you. Presently, I am in Switzerland, the capital city of Switzerland, Bern to be precise. I'm actually doing a master's
Nice.
degree program, and then it has been a journey. Actually, it has been a journey here in Switzerland. I came here since like a little over 1 year now, but 1 year or thereabouts, and then it's been very, 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 very exciting, to be frank with you. I think in a nutshell, that's what I have got to start with as an intro. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me start. Abigail is from Canada. Is present in Canada. Emmanuel is in Switzerland. Emilia is in France. Dolapo is in US, but presently in Nigeria for something that me and she know. Two of us understand, but she's presently in US. So let me start from. So Abigail, now what's your story exactly? What has it been? Which course are you studying in? I think you are done. You're almost done in Canada. How did you get the admission? How did the admission happen? That's one. And two, what was your experience when you first landed in Canada? What were the things that shocked you,
Um,
Abigail?
thank you for this platform. I studied general business in Canada, and
Mhm.
of course, my convocation was last month. So I'm a graduate now.
Wow.
So it's a
Congratulations.
Correct.
thank
Correct.
you.
Correct.
Thank you. It's not easy. It's
At
not.
all.
It's not. It's not easy because, D1. You know my story, but thank you for giving me the platform. You
Yes.
already know that I schooled in United Kingdom. I did my
Mm-hmm.
masters over there. But that was 2016, 2017. And what I did is totally different from what I studied here in Canada. You know that, like, it's like, just like
Yes. Yes.
Emilia said, it's a terrible career shift. But I'm
Yeah.
really happy that I took this route, after a whole advice from you. Because somebody that did mass communication in Nigeria, you went further and did a master's in communication, culture, and media. You came back to Nigeria thinking Nigeria will give you something better, but it's not.
They play.
It's not like it's not. Working in the bank, and being that you did your masters in abroad, like there's nothing to offer, nothing based on your qualification. And I was like, man, Nigeria is not for me. I just have to go back. We're a culture that appreciates you. When you go school there, they appreciate who you are, and making an input in the society, in the community as well. And that was how the story began. I wanted to do a master's in business administration, MBA, but Based on that, I don't have any business background, and
Yeah.
you encouraged me. Yeah, I don't have any business background, like the statistics, math, economics, accounting, nothing. So that was when you now encouraged me. Okay, since it's business, Abigail, why don't you do diploma? Of course, I wanted
Exactly.
scholarship. Yeah, of course, I wanted scholarship. But looking at my profile, you advised me, okay, start from this. It will give me an edge. It's just like a foundation, a bedrock.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking for a scholarship now in MBA, being that I already have a diploma, it will give me an edge in what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
that was how we started with the journey. Diploma in business in Fleming College, to be precise. Yeah,
Yes.
in Peterborough, Sutherland campus. That's I'm actually schooled in the main campus, and I must say, like Emmanuel said, it's all about faith. It's all about meeting you. It's part of the faith, and in this journey it's all about your faith with God. I don't know, like any religion, anyone is into whatsoever that you are worshiping. Yeah, but it's all about me and my God, and taking that leap of faith in everything that you're about to do. Yeah, along the line, it was as if like nothing is just making sense anymore. But it got to a point like I got the admission, because initially the admission that they gave me, communication, they rejected it, like kind of they rejected me in Fleming College, saying that they can't accept me. So that was when you said, Abigail, just do this business. I was like, maybe you're a man of God. Immediately when the business was being applied, I got it immediately.
Yeah.
And yeah, you remember.
Yes,
So
now.
yeah. So I got the
Yes.
business. Yeah, I got the business immediately. And that was how we started the process. It's a diploma and you advised me, Abigail, I advise just try, pay your 1 year school fees. Yeah, that was the advice you gave me. You said you just need to be realistic with me. There's this fantasy that people have with abroad. They thought that, once you land like this, the money will begin to flow. And, you know, there are money on the trees. Yeah, there are money on the everywhere in abroad. So, and being that someone that, I've lived, like I've been in abroad before. So you had to be realistic with me again, being that Canada is different. And after the
Yeah.
COVID, everything turned, everything
Yeah.
changed. Abigail, try and pay your school fees
Yes.
for 1 year.
Yes.
Abigail, 1 year. Then your second year, before your second year, you must have find your feet. But, Omo,
Yes.
the one, easy. You know the story. Even when I landed in
I know.
Canada,
I know.
even when I landed, because September, first week of September this year will make it 2 years. My 2 years here in Canada. So when I landed in
Yeah.
Canada, it was smooth. It was smooth. The house hunting, there was a platform that you did an advert with on Instagram. So they were the people that helped
Yes.
me. Yeah, I can't remember their name. I could have mentioned them in this platform. So they were the people that helped me, because housing in Canada is so difficult, very difficult. But they were in Montreal, but they don't, and what they do, their services is basically on Montreal where they are. But the lady, helped me to look for accommodation here in Peterborough. And
Yeah.
God used my landlady. She has never seen me, nothing. She just came to airport and picked me up. And that was it. And even bought food
Wow.
for me. I'm
Wow.
telling you, yeah. You
Ah.
know,
First day. That's good.
first day, first day, people get to have a soft landing based on they know people here. But I have nobody. I don't know anyone here. So she was my first point of contact. And
Mhm.
since that time till now, she's like a family to me.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's good.
yes. Yeah. So, coming to Canada, Basically, there's no, to me, I haven't seen any cultural shock. The only thing that like, how will I put it, to the bone marrow is, like, I'm like, Canada is an extension of Nigeria now. What's so special about Canada? Yeah. In fact, that was just the only thing. Except like good road, yeah, lights, all these basic infrastructures. But as for every other thing, I'm like, Canada is just an extension of Nigeria. Why did I say Canada is an extension of Nigeria? I thought when you go to school in abroad, getting a job is based on merit. No, it's referral, just like Nigeria. If you know someone, you get a job, a better job at that.
Yeah.
If you
And
know
they pay the
someone.
and they pay the person and they pay the person for bringing you.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm like, what is going on here in this country? That D one, you didn't explain this one to me. Oh. That was what I was just saying. So, that was, in fact, that was the job, that was just the number one shock. And secondly, where I'm living, anyway, it's kind of a village. So it's more of healthcare, like PSW people here. So they are the ones that
Yep,
have the
yep, yep.
jobs. Yeah, they are the ones that have the job here. And to there's in fact there's no job in Canada. It was a hard pill for me to swallow, because when I was in Nigeria, the whole advert, I think it was Emilia that was saying, no, it was Delapo that was saying it, so many information on internet, TikTok, Twitter, so many informations. And when you get to abroad, you get a job, this, that. And that was what I told my family. Like, when I get there, highest one
Hmm.
year, I'll get a job. Yeah, I can pay
They
for my
pay.
school fees. Yeah, that was what I sold. That was, in fact, that was what I sold to my family, so that they could actually assist me in this journey. That was what I sold to them. But when I came here, in fact, there was no job. There was no job.
Hmm,
It was another shock to me. And I'm like, wow, in UK,
hmm.
there are lots of job agencies. You can easily walk in there.
But that was then, no, because you were in UK for, when did you leave UK? That was then, no. No, be you
Oh,
save UK again, no. When did you leave UK?
so, but here, I've looked for, people will say, God, we go to job agencies, stuffs like that. I've called job agencies and they will be like, no, we don't hire part-time, it's full-time. So they don't want part-time. So it's basically full-time people that they need. So it was tough. It was really tough for someone to be in this country without a job, and juggling it up with school. Based on, I have never done business before. I don't like maths or statistics. Of course, when
Yeah.
we were in Nigeria, it was my statistics was let my people go. But here, like, even accounting, I've never done accounting. This economics that we are doing was macro and microeconomics. So it was really tough for someone that you don't have any background knowledge of any of this. I was really struggling with it in my first semester.
Hmm.
But my family, they took care of the first year while I was still looking for a job. And the job wasn't forthcoming. And it's tough. It's really tough over there in Nigeria. you know but
Hmm.
yeah, it's really tough over there in Nigeria. And my second year, the job still wasn't forthcoming. And I told them I'm sorry, but this is not what I planned. Yeah, like other cities, people are saying people are relocating to other cities. Yeah, but this is not what I planned. It's just like you have already planned, this is the way you want it, but life had other plans for you. Yeah. And
Yes.
I'm like, if I have the opportunity to go to other cities, yeah, I would have done that. But it will be a cost on my own part. I won't really be coming to school
Exactly.
like that. Yeah. So
Exactly.
exactly. So after that, my family had no choice than to assist me in the second year. They had to pay off,
More.
the school fees. And school fees here, it's
Mm-hmm.
really huge amount of money. And
Mm-hmm.
my house rent each month, it's a lot. It's a lot. And the naira, the exchange rate is not helping matters. Exactly, it's fluctuating. So each month,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I get to pay 1 million, sometimes I get to pay 1.2.
More.
Yeah, each month. So that's what I've been doing for like 2 years.
More. Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for like
Ah.
two. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing for like 2 years. So and one thing about the Nigerian, I just have to be sincere with this. I like Indians the way
Yes.
they do.
Yes.
I like Indians the way they do here. I like the Chinese
Mm-hmm.
people. I like the
Updates, yes.
Nepal. I like the Nepal people. You know, I love other communities, but you see Nigeria, no,
Hey, wait.
no,
And they go stay your
no,
white.
no, no, because
They go
they
stay your
are
white.
not because they are gatekeepers of information.
Yes.
They are
Gatekeepers. That's the
gatekeepers
word.
of information. Nobody, you will see somebody walking. Okay, please, how did you go about it? Can you assist me? And the person will look down on you like you came here to play, or you are like, they will look down on you like that you came to Canada to enjoy now to play. But each and every one of us, we all have our stories. But instead
Yes.
of you
True.
to assist someone, okay, this is the way to go about it. Okay, tell this person I am referring you. They will never do that.
Yeah. True.
But if it is Indians, even the person, before the person steps into the country, they already have a job waiting for the person. And you are like, excuse me, we came in the same time. How come that you are working? And they can never help you because you are not the same community with them. So they share info among themselves, except Nigerians. But as God may have it, January this year, I got a job. Finally, I got something doing.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank
Finally.
you.
Congratulations.
The
Finally.
Lord has done it finally. Finally. Finally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though it's not something like it, like how will I put it? It's not something that I really anticipate, but it's
Leave that thing.
something.
Shebi, the what the, but he pays your bills, ba?
It
Oga
fix your bills.
D1. Wait, so Oga D1,
Uh-huh.
when I started, now so the man come they give me two shifts. Two shifts, two shifts. I can't reason with my landlady. In fact, I said God will keep that woman for me and bless her for me. When I make it, I'll remember that woman. I said, okay, oh, once
Mm,
salary of two shifts enter, I will give you. This is how I've been juggling it. When they pay another one, that's how I'll complete the house rent.
wow.
But people back home, they
Wow.
don't understand. Even to eat, you
Mm,
understand? Yeah, I tell people that stomach doesn't tell someone what he or she ate. It's the mouth that talks anyhow. Yeah. But
yes.
she took me
True.
as a yeah, she took me as a family, and she was feeding me, and she's still feeding me till now.
Wow. Where is the woman from? Which country?
She's from Nigeria. And funny enough, she's Yoruba.
Oh. Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. So she took me as her younger sister. She has been feeding me
Mm,
even till now. She's still feeding me.
wow.
So, like in terms of grocery, because the money is never enough. You have bills to pay.
Yep.
Your house
Yep.
rent,
True.
your phone bills, even going to work is an outskirts of the city. So you have to pay for a ride.
Mm,
So transportation is costly here if you don't have your own ride. So, in fact, there are lots of things. But as like the only thing I can say is that I'm really grateful to God that this year is actually better than last year. And it's better than last 2 years when I came into the country newly. So that's my story so far. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm really inspired by this story. In fact, everybody had to clap because I know that it's not easy. You have made two important points. Number one, number one, you cannot work to pay your tuition fee in Canada. Thank God you are first. I always tell people this thing on Twitter. Thank God somebody is here to confirm it. They have to be sending you money. You have to be converting naira to dollar to complete your tuition fee. So I tell people, if you want to come to Canada now, if you don't have at least 40 million, no even think that 40 million yourself cannot be enough because your living expenses per year you have to show about 21K. Your tuition fee is average 18K per year. So if you convert that one times two, convert it to naira, it's more than 40 million. Your PhD is asking, is Abigail one far from in Canada? Yes, Abigail is in Canada. PhD, I know you. If you want me to give you a contact, I'll give you a contact. Yes, so Abigail is in Canada. So she's telling you the reality now. And thank God she met a landlady who is a good person. If not, she go don't lean. She go don't be pencil like this. You go they drink garri, but that one they give give her food. And I'm glad that at least you're able to get even with your degree, even with your schooling, you see that even the job is not even available. So that's what I tell people when they say, D1, give me to Canada where I will be able to work. Baba, no work anywhere. Oh. There's no work anywhere. I'm not saying jobs are not available, but at least what I'm saying is that don't put your expectations so high that you are going to get job immediately. It doesn't exist anywhere. But people know the hear what they will still go meet the scammer. They will collect their money. Thank you very
Mm.
much, Abigail, for your story. I still have questions to ask you. Now, let me go to Emilia. Emilia is in France. Emilia, walk us through how you got to France, which package you use. I know you gave us some ideas, but the reason is that so that people can learn from the experience and also follow what you are saying, and maybe can also do what you did. So, how did you get into France? Which school are you? Where is it located? And all of that. How did you get it? Just like Abigail's story. Tell us.
Okay, thank you very much for having me here again, everyone. So, I'm in France and I'm in Besançon. I'm studying at the University of France, University Maria de Louis Pasteur. I'm studying here in Besançon, University of French Comté in Besançon. So if you type it, you will see it. But recently it has been changed to University de Maria Louis Pasteur. So I'm going to start from how I applied. So in my research, why I had some schools that offered me admission in the US, but I couldn't secure funding even up until April. So I didn't want to limit my search to only the US because that was what I've been doing in the past year. So somehow I came across videos and pictures, videos online on YouTube. So I saw that France was open at that point. So I applied directly to France. So in France, their system of application, they have a direct system of application, or you can apply through Campus France. And so for Campus France opens by October of every year through December or January. And so you have to register with Campus France, where you pay an administrative fee of 50,000. So they are like in collaboration with the French government. So you have to apply if you're coming to France through Campus France. So at that point, it was already late, so I couldn't apply to Campus France anymore. So I limited my search to schools that I could send in my applications to directly. So luckily for me, I got admission. The first one I got was the private school that I got admission into, and they offered me some scholarship. And the price, the cost of attendance was quite high. I knew my background where I was coming from, that it was just me going in for that, and I couldn't afford it. So they offered some loan, and I didn't want to go to school paying. I don't want after finishing school, I'll start paying loan and everything. So I declined the offer, and then I waited, and then the school here gave me at the school here which I applied to.
Okay.
At first, when I sent in an email to them to tell them that, oh, this is my background and I'm interested in the course. part of the things I studied in school, and I'm building myself, like my skills to have the necessary skills, transferable skills I could use. So at first, when I emailed the coordinator, she said I wasn't eligible to apply. And then here was this. So I felt bad. It was few days to the day of the day the admission was deadline for application. So I just told myself, why not put in the application? The worst case scenario that would happen is you'll be rejected. So I put in my application. It was on a Sunday like this. So I put in my application today. Then on Wednesday, I saw that one of the professors viewed my profile on LinkedIn. And then I was like, oh, this is a sign. So after that day, the next day, I got an invitation to for an interview with the program coordinator. So I got an interview, and just immediately they offered me the admission. And the next day, I got my receipt, my admission letter, and that was how I was admitted. And thankfully, when I got the admission, I saw that the school fees was 250 euro as at then, 250 euro. So I said, yeah, this is something I can afford it, like for a whole year, 250 euro. So I said I accepted the admission. So I accepted the admission, and then I started putting in my application. And there again, so I'm going to state how it works for France admission for people who be
Okay, is Emilia still here? This is my network. Emilia, are you still here? Okay. Abigail, can you still hear me? I want to be sure that it's not me. Abigail, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so it's Emilia's network. I want to be sure. And Emilia is in France, so if I say what did happen. Okay, so let's go to Ima. Ima,
Yeah,
Ima, yes.
my story
Yeah.
long, but I go cut
Don't
am.
worry, tell us.
It's
Got
a
them.
very it's long and interesting because by the time I sat down few months ago and I was reviewing the journey so far, I had every reason to smile and say, okay, just like a wise man said that nothing succeeds like an idea whose time has
Has
come.
come. No be
Actually,
lie.
I think it was my time. That's the truth. I After some years with you in the group and listening to all the motivations, I was comfortable. I was working. I was in Nigeria. I was working, so I wasn't under a lot of pressure, right? So my own
Mm,
was like I was taking it easy. If you mature, good. If you no mature, nothing do me. So I was still with an O and G firm as a contract staff, hoping for the best actually with them as well. And I was also trying to, because just like D1 will always say, if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for for the generation coming after you, so that you will
exactly.
definitely, they will thank you and say, thank God you opened this for us, you know. So the thing is that 2023 I did a late application to Switzerland. I am presently studying innovation in bio-based materials, where we uh, are into production, processing, and application of bio-based materials with our focus on sustainability and circular economy. You know, so I came searching 2023 after I decided, so okay, I think it's time to move it. I think it was after the elections or something like that. So I think it's time to move it. So I did a very late application. I paid application fee of 100 francs, which was about 150,000 then. A few weeks later, they got back to me and then asked for an interview, like a video interview. So the time they gave me was an office hour.
Okay.
So I was in the office. I had to go to our cocoon, our tea pantry, where we, the normal setting where you take tea and everything. So locked myself in there, had the interview with two
Mm-hmm.
professors. So they asked a lot of
Wow.
questions because I left the university for a very long time. I worked for over 10 years in Nigeria, but I decided to dust
You
my
don't forget
CV.
many things.
Yes, I dusted my CV and everything again. That was actually what your platform did for me, because I needed to
Yeah.
catch up with a lot of things. I
A lot
needed
of
to
things.
upskill
Yeah.
myself. I had to do that upskilling. I needed to get whatever what the trend is, current trends are. I had to um update myself. So the interview was more of a walkover, a walk in the park. I actually aced the interview. So the guy was like, good, good. The professor, who happened to be my head of program, HOD, we call them in Nigeria now. So then after the interview, late July, they gave me offer of admission. and the school was to start first week of September. You know, so I had just barely 1 month to do the whole visa stuff and everything. So I sat down again. I looked at it. I called them. I reached out to the program coordinator and said, "There's no way, no magic. The proof of fund is about 35 million, or close to 40 million, about 18,000 francs. You know, then I had to book appointments with the embassy in Abuja and everything like that. The odds were against me. I told her I'm not going to make it. Please, maybe you can give the slot to some other person. So I'm not coming. So she said, okay, she was going to get back to me. 2 days later, she wrote me a mail. She was like, Emmanuel, would you want me to defer your admission to the next academic cycle, admission cycle? I was like, is it possible? She said yes. That way you don't have to apply again. We only have to roll you over to the next cycle, the next summer. Then you will be here. You can start your processing on time and everything will work out well. I said, let's go if you can do that. So 2023 went, early 2024, as early as January,
Yeah.
she sent me an admission letter, a fresh admission letter. So I didn't go through the
Nice.
application process again. So she just reserved it for me. What she did
Again.
was to bring it forward, you
Nice.
know. So it was super, it was fine. And anybody that knows the Switzerland system here, you know that you don't pay for visa application if you're applying for if you're looking for a student visa. You don't pay for it. You just go to Abuja and drop all the documents they
Exactly.
ask you to drop. No interview. Nobody asks you any question. Just drop all the package yourself and everything they've asked you to bring. Drop it there and go. So if you make it, they will tell you. If you won't make it, they will also get back to you. So at the end of it all, I submitted and I got the admission. The rest today they say is history,
Wow.
and it
It's
was
history.
a roller. It was easy. To be frank with you, it was just
Mm,
easy. I don't know how to start this, but then, like I told you, it's very, very long. So when I was about to leave Niger, it was also so easy because the money, everything was there for me to do anything I wanted to do. People rarely rang
yeah.
me. Somebody picked my flight and everything, and I got here. Then the shock set in. I turned everywhere I turned. People are smoking. Every person here, let me, if it's not only me know they smoke. So every person here, I was like, waiting the happen. So from that airport to the train station, everywhere I turned, cigarettes. I was like, what is this? So, and I had no internet connection. I didn't plan that part of me very well. And I couldn't log on to the free Wi-Fi. A lot of things were happening. So luckily for me that day at the airport, God brought out an Oyibo guy who came and sat close to me. So when he sat close to me, I think that guy was actually my own angel in disguise. He was like, I could smell some fish or something like this around here. I looked at him from my glass. He was like, do you have fish or something? I said, yes, I do. He said, wow, it's been long. I ate fish. That's how we started discussing. Do you know that guy followed me in fact, he had his phone and internet and everything. So he followed me. In fact, he was carrying part of my luggage on his head. I saw this happen live. I never knew
Wow.
this guy from anywhere.
Wow.
So he carried me from one
Wow.
train station to the other, from one boarding gate to the other, all the way from Geneva till
Ah.
we got to. I'm telling you what happened. God knows I'm not lying. So this guy was just planted for me. So when we got to the
Wow.
place where I needed to take a bus, take a train to the student lodge where I lived for the first 3 months, we missed it because I had a lot of luggage. A lot. I had a lot. So we I missed it. So the guy rebooked another one for me and took me to the platform where I would sit and wait for the train. He described the train
Wow.
and everything for me. So that way I don't have to ask any question. So and then when the train finally came, he
Mm-hmm.
handed me over to them and told them what to do. And I entered the train. They dropped me off, and the whosoever it was that was the captain, whosoever was it that was in charge of the train, also handed me over to some other person at my last mile driver, kind of. So the guy now took me to the student lodge and handed me over to them. So I settled in easy. So the following morning, I wrote an email to the school that I'm around. The program coordinator was like, come, because we have like a week or two to the resumption of school. So he told me to come, let me see
Mm-hmm.
you. Because I happen to be, as I speak with you, I'm still the only Africa here in that school. So the
Wow.
only African. I'm the
Wow.
only, not just African, the only black I'm seeing. I've not seen any other black
Wow.
in this our campus, to be
Wow.
frank with you. So
Wow.
I met this
Wow.
some woman and I was like, thank you for everything you've done for me. The woman I carry me go one side. I don't know your audience. I need to do this very quickly. He carry me go one side. I was like, how
Yeah.
you want to use scope? I said, I don't know how I use Copo. He said, come. I came. He said, first thing tomorrow morning, go and talk to so person that you also need XYZ if you know where I'm coming from. I did that, D1. The following week, I got a job as soon as I landed here. So here it
Wow.
is not even,
This
it's
one
not
is
legal. You
favor.
can't work. Yes, you can't work until after 6 months. If you check, if you ask anybody that knows here, you can't work here legally until you after 6 months. But I started work
Yeah.
the very first month school resumed. I started work
Wow.
in my field in the school, and the pay was good. Was picking all my bills. Was giving me extra anything I wanted to do. That the Canada lady was saying, like you like corroborated, it was not, it was almost impossible, or it's impossible for you to work and then pick your bills in Canada. But here, Baba, they get
Yep.
change. And they get change for hand with what the school gives me at the end of every month. So I did it, was paying my
Omo,
bills, was doing
omo,
everything.
ah,
I'm being frank with you.
ah,
That is
ah.
the truth. That is the truth.
Nice,
So it's been
nice.
like that since I came. So February this year, they upgraded our package, So I became like a staff. They gave us like a permanent
Wow.
contract, a permanent employment contract, and they gave me an office space, gave me a laptop, everything I needed. So, and then the money yourself can also reach certain level. So at the end, I can say it's been very, very, very wonderful. And that woman that brought me and encouraged me and did everything, I came here September, October, she retired. So I think
Wow.
she was actually my destiny helper. So she left the system, and it's
Wow.
been a wonderful
Wow.
journey since we came here. I'm telling you the
Mm.
truth. So others may not have this story, but this is my own personal experience, my own story.
It's your
So I'm
personal.
I'm living. I'm
Mm.
talking from my own revelation. It's not that I read it from any textbook or something. Somebody told me one YouTube channel or something.
Exactly.
No, this is my own personal story. So I've got other guys here that
Exactly.
are also looking for what they would do. Some Niger guys that I met here as well. That guy has, like, some of them are being sponsored from their country, and thank God for God will bless certain families. They've been behind that guy,
Yeah.
sending 2 million every month. The rent
Wow.
here, transport, everything here is on the high side. Everybody that knows it's an expensive place. It's costly here. So imagine you now with the skill way that they dance. I don't know how the guy copes at times. So, but yet he has not been
Wow.
able to get a job based on certain limitations, which I just hope our discussion gets there. So far it's been wonderful. It's
Okay.
been a very wonderful experience for me, day one. I need to leave it here for others to continue.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. So people ask me, what's the name of your school? And I know
I have this
the
question a
company,
lot.
the country is Switzerland. People are asking.
This question is a lot. The name of the school is in the
So you
flyer.
can type, you can type. So for
It's
those
The
not
of you
name of the
asking,
school
type
is
difficult.
in the
the
flyer that
flyer.
invited them. Okay. My the name of my school, I
Yeah,
can tell you,
so
is BFH. Mm. BFH. That is Bena
BFH,
Fakoshule.
Switzerland.
Yes, Bena Fakoshule. That is the German
Okay,
name, but the English name is Bern University
okay,
of Applied Sciences. Bern University of
okay,
Applied Sciences. Switzerland has about three
okay, okay.
three
So people
Switzerland
can,
countries.
groupies of school or something. That's the way they group their schools. You have the regular academic universities. Then you have the universities of applied sciences. Then you have the education, like the teachers training stuff like that.
mm-hmm,
Like something like we have like
mm,
a parallel in Nigeria as well in our own education system, where you have university like UNN. Then you have the FUTA, all those Federal
okay.
University of Technology. Then you still have colleges of education.
Yep.
So you can see they have something like that
Yes.
in Niger. So that's exactly how it is here. My own kind of school is project based, practical based, industry related. So we work hand in hand with industries. So the project I'm currently doing now, we are doing it
Okay.
with an industry partner. So we go to do the
Ah,
presentation, we
so
go
you
to
are
do the
doing, so you are doing
simulation.
an industri, so you are doing
So
an
that's exactly
industrial
that's
masters,
what the
which makes
University of
sense.
yes, the Applied Sciences University. That's what they do. So whatever you're doing here is industry based.
Nice.
It's not be saying textbook knowledge.
Makes sense.
Somebody is trying
It
to,
makes
whatever
sense.
you say we can do, you will do it. Then you now go and then try to model it, bring the prototype. They want to see how it works in real world application. At the laboratory scale, we give
Mm,
them, they now try to scale it up and see how it's going to be possible, during application. And
mm.
it's been a wonderful experience, the one I can tell you. So that's my school. There are many of them in this country, about three or four of them as well. Let me not say many of them. They are the University of Applied
Thank you very,
Sciences. Yes, yes, that's what I do.
okay. Thank you very much. Somebody's asking, did you go for masters or PhD? As you have said, it's a masters, but an industrial master's degree. So,
Uh,
but before I leave, Emmanuel, what are the
okay.
requirements for getting admission? Because somebody's saying on Twitter that we should be asking you people that you should give us the requirements before I go
Yes.
back to
Okay.
Emilia. Donako, I'm coming
Okay.
on. Yes.
Since I still have the mic, um, one precondition you must satisfy, I have discovered it is a common trait in all the people I've engaged. You must have a background in what you are coming to study here. I'm not
Mm,
not just not a work background, not experience. It must be a direct indirect relation with what you did in your
mm,
bachelor's. For
mm.
instance, you're coming to do something like a business, whatever, masters in business, whatever. You must have done something like business, something in Nigeria during your undergraduate degrees, undergraduate days. So it is a
Okay.
must. Don't waste this money because they're going to take 150 or 200 now. They're charging for application fee,
Yeah.
and you can only
For
apply to one
application
school.
fee.
Yes. So, and you can only use it to apply to one school. I learned there's another school somewhere there in Geneva, so you can use it to apply two courses rather. So, what you need to do is to make sure your bachelor's degree is like a continue. The master's you're coming to do is like a continuation of your bachelor's. If there is that could
Mm.
disconnect, Baba, your money go lost. They don't give you admission. So
Wow.
even if they don't tell you this,
Wow.
make sure this is it. If you have no background in what you're coming to read here during your undergraduate days, don't bother. Don't waste the money. They will just chop the money. They will
Wow.
give you back your.
Wow.
They don't go give you admission. That's the truth. So make sure you have
Hey,
that.
wait.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Then check the language of instruction as well. Mine here is English. We don't even use
Okay.
one letter of German or French in any of our dealings, in the lectures, whatever, in the lab, whatever we are doing, is purely English we are using. And all the
Mm,
course program coordinators, the lecturers, the professors, they all speak English. So I think that's one of also the criteria for
mm,
bringing you for you to join their department as a lecturer. You must be very good in English. So you need to check. You may get admission, and you discover that the language of instruction is German, and you don't have any proficiency in German. You're going to have a problem.
mm.
So these are the things you need to
Okay.
check. I wish this is able to answer the other guy's question.
Okay. Thank you very much. Emilia, yes. So we lost the connection while you were speaking. So tell us, continue. And so that I can round up in 5, 10 minutes so we can go to Donako. Okay.
Okay, so I'll continue from the application process for the visa application where I stopped before my call disconnected.
Yes.
So for the visa application in
Yeah.
France, as long as you're a student, you have to apply through Campus France. If you apply directly,
Campus
you
France.
get an automatic rejection. Yes. So a Campus France has to give you an attestation later that yeah, you passed through them and you have satisfied everything, and then you take it to the embassy
Mm-hmm.
and to VFX, and then you submit all your documents. For the document
Mm-hmm.
for application, France is also big on accommodation. You have to show proof that you have where you have to stay before you're coming to France here to stay. So accommodation is a big thing for them. So that aside, proof of fund, then so they accept you bringing a sponsor. You can use a sponsor as your for proof of fund if you don't have the money directly in your account. So
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to do health insurance, like a travel insurance, just basically for 3 months insurance that you're coming there. So that's basically what
Mm-hmm.
you do. You take it to the embassy. No, VFS is not the embassy where you submit your documents. You just submit the
Mm-hmm.
document there. There's no interview, and then you wait for, if you succeed, they stamp your passport, and then you go back. They'll send it back to you. So that's just it for the visa application. It's very simple. It's one of the most simplest thing, but the most difficult thing is finding an accommodation here in France, which is one of the major issues. So for the culture shock, when I got here, just like Mr. Emmanuel said, there's through connection, you will see somebody that does not smoke here in this place. So I don't know the
Normal.
reason why they are
That
smoking.
smoke thing now, normal, normal.
So the problem, the part is that if they even smoke, it's just they'll smoke it to your face. They don't care. Like to you,
Yes,
you're
sir.
smoking with them, like they're pouring it on your face. So that's one of the culture shock. And this one, the biggest culture shock, of course, is speaking the language French. I don't know how to speak French. So when I got to the airport, when I landed there, it was just me. I thank God I knew one thing. I just had to ask, know how to say it in French. Vous parlez anglais? You speak English. That's the only thing. So if you
Mhm.
speak English, we'll talk. If we don't speak English, I just move my way. That's just it. So when I landed in Paris there, and I was there with my three, four luggage, the whole of my life, my existence, I packaged all of
Ah,
them in
you,
the
you you
three
carry
everything.
everything to France for luggage. You know they,
Yeah. So
you
I
know
carried
you know I come back to
everything.
your motherland. Now wow.
So I carried everything. I was just struggling with the whole thing. And thankfully, I got help when I went there. So somebody saw me there when I was struggling with the luggage. They helped me pack it and I went through the metro. I saw a guy who took me to where I would take my enter the next stream going to my city. So he followed me through to where I went to take the train coming to my city. And when I got to my city, someone at the train station drove me back to my school. Like I don't know him from anywhere, so I still got help. He drove me to my school, and then that was when my school they were waiting. My somebody representative for my school were waiting for me, and they picked me up. They took me to the hostel, the school accommodation, which was provided. For me, I was lucky because my school provided an accommodation for us, so it was very easy for me to get accommodation. Once I got my admission and everything, I had to just needed to send my name to the school that I needed an accommodation. So it was reserved for me for the accommodation. So for us, the accommodation is within 500,000 a month, which is about 270 for the accommodation I'm staying. And now this is the good thing about France. France has like there's something they call they subsidize your rent as a student. So they subsidize your rent as a student. The government pay part of it. There's some application you have to do as a student. So they pay part of it, and also for the healthcare as well too.
Mhm.
When you come here, as long as you have the legitimate documents, then they subsidize healthcare. At some point, they can you can have 100% healthcare subsidy where you don't have to pay anything at all as a student or live or someone living in France. So for the part of it, they have a good healthcare system and housing allowance too as well. So for that, then the French government pay half of your rent as long as you apply for it. So for the rent aspect of it, it's subsidized for me, and I pay more half of what I'm supposed to pay, the 270 rent I'm supposed to pay a month. So for me here in my school year, thankfully for my school, as soon as I arrived, I had to settle down for 1 month, and then I went to the student affairs department and I told them I was looking for a job. So I had to get a student job in the campus there where I'm working. So I can only work for 10 hours as long as I'm working inside of the school and I work. So that one is okay. You can pay my bills. I don't have so much
Yes, that's
expenses. So yeah, so you can pay my bills. It gives me enough time for me to study and everything. So I work during the lunch break because here in France we have like 1 hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours for lunch break. So from 11:30, there's no office that's open. You can just go and work there and everything. So I work towards the lunch period in the school cafeteria. So that's where I work. So yeah, basically that's it for me there in France. So I'm
yeah.
settling very well here, and I'm really really grateful. But when I came in the first semester, it was
So
really difficult for me coming from a
I'm
very
so
large
glad.
very large city. So it was difficult for me at first. So I'm glad that I'm here now.
Emilia, don't japa again now. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, that's just my story. So I would say it has been a wonderful experience so far, and I'm grateful, and I'm
Okay.
currently doing my internship here. And by next year, I'll be landing up for my master. So it's been a wonderful journey so far.
Correct. Yeah, you're rounding up next year. Oshe, Oshe. Abigail has rounded up. You are rounding up next year. Emmanuel too will be rounding up soon. Jolako, yes. You have the mic again. I hope your network will not fuck up. Because I know say na Naija you dey. You are like inside Naija, inside US. Yeah.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh. Yeah, so my journey was I think it's a little different from what people have been sharing because
Yeah.
I moved to the US with a fully funded PhD program. But what I can say is that
Mm-hmm.
before I went, it wasn't easy because I had to gather money for flights, money for accommodation when I get there. So it wasn't totally easy to get all those money to get myself to the US. But immediately I got to the US, the narrative changed for me. There was nothing so
Yeah.
difficult for me when I was changing. I think the only issue that people might have is to get an accommodation for themselves. But I received some help, like my advisor, my prospective advisor, then was she was ready to accommodate me for a couple of days before I can get my own accommodation. I also met some Nigerian people, like they have a Nigeria session in my school, and the rest of the presidents and other ESCOs were ready to take in some students for a few weeks before we could secure an accommodation. And I had the opportunity to stay with someone for like 2 weeks before I got my own apartment. And the story of getting an apartment too was kind of easy because somebody already secured an apartment. She was also in Nigeria, but because of space, because of her taste or something, something just happened that she has to look for something else. So she gave that accommodation to me and my housemate, which is also a Nigerian. So yeah, the settlement and the changing thing was it was quite easy. It was quite easy for me. There was nothing so much to worry about. But what I think was difficult for me as a first year student was the academic system. The academic system was really different, that it had a toll on me. I struggled with with the readings, with the deadlines.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of work. I had to and now that I'm even remembering it, I had my days of crying. So it wasn't rosy. It wasn't rosy at all, at all. Fine, the money to pay bills was there, but it wasn't their money that will read for me. So
Yeah.
they are giving me something and I have to give something in return. So
Yep.
I read. It wasn't the kind of reading I was reading in Nigeria. When I was reading in
Yeah.
Nigeria, like most times our handouts are always like maybe let's say textbook for a whole course per semester. So it was like
Yeah.
that. But when I but when I got there, I discovered I had to read like 12 books for one course in a semester.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so adjusting to that kind of system was strange to me because it wasn't also about reading it. You are going to go to class and you are going to discuss those materials. So when I first started, I think I will be reading a whole textbook before the next class, and I'm not just doing a class. I'm doing like three classes, and the three classes are like that. And I'm also doing
Yep.
my teaching assistant role. So I had to prepare for other people's classes, like undergraduate classes, because that's the purpose of my fund. That's the reason why they are funding me. So it wasn't I I just know that that story of reading, the story of meeting deadlines, the story of teaching students, everything was not easy. It wasn't easy for me. I had to cut a lot of relationships that I already built when I was in Nigeria. I had to stop maintaining some communication because there was no time. There was no time.
Yeah.
Every time for me was canting. And it wasn't just canting. I was also adjusting. And I was adjusting to a lot of things. So yeah, that's what I can say was kind of like difficult for me. And about meeting people, because I feel everybody here has talked about meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
I think I also met wonderful people, but they are in two
Mm.
ways. There are people that will try to politicize things for you.
Yep.
They will always want you to be strategic. If you need
Yep.
information, instead of them to share it to you like you want it, then they will be playing you around. They will be telling you. I'm also talking about Nigerian groups, anyways. But instead of you
Yeah.
to like being from the same background, right? Just like Abigail said, instead of them to go straight to what you need or to assist you to provide you with the correct information to make things easy for you, they will try to politicize
Mm-hmm.
things. They will try to see that you have to be strategic. So all those things
Mhm.
also annoys me then, because I happen to
Mm.
be a kind of person that is always playful, friendly. So sometimes I don't take things serious. Like, even if you are trying to take things serious with me, I won't take you serious, because I cannot allow you to have a I don't know, but I can't just allow you to spoil my things, because I believe you don't have to take everything serious sometimes. In fact, most things myself, I don't take it serious. I take most things with levity, and but that does not mean I'm not attending to things. If I have to read, I will read. If I have to play, I will play. If I have to talk to people, I'll talk to people. So I met people like that were trying to not make things easy. But as much as I met people like that, I also met wonderful people. Like I said, we when I first entered, there were communities of Nigerians that was ready to host some of the new students. So from there, I got a Christian community, and from there, I received a lot of help. In fact, when things are going south academically, I turn out to some people for advice, for mentorship, and yes, there were people that helped, and up to now, there are people that I still maintain relationship with, whether the people that are political or whatever is, they
Mm.
call it, or people that are likely minds. So it was like that. It was just in those 2 weeks. I met good Nigerians.
Mm.
In fact, I believe most of them were good Nigerians, just that we come from different backgrounds, and because of the background some people came from, they don't feel easy to share opportunities with you. But that does not stop you from achieving whatever you are going to like achieve, because I can say at least in my first year I was able to do a lot of things. Even when they odd some information, I got to know about it somehow. So that's the place of God factor. Sometimes if God wants you
Yes.
somewhere, there's no how humans can try. They can make efforts, they can
Yes.
try to make things that are simple
Very.
difficult for you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I had those moments, but God showed up. People showed up. God used people for me, and they are the people that I will forever be grateful to. They are the people that I try to keep in my circle, and those people that did not share it, I hope, I hope things will change. If it doesn't change, I hope I hope people that don't share information so we get to know about it somehow. So yeah, that's what the festival was like for me. So
Okay. Yes. I think that covers pretty much the questions I want to ask you. People are saying they have questions. Please ask your question. For people on Instagram, ask your questions. I can see there. Ready, Keji, ask your questions on Instagram. Prince Adeyemi, you said you have a question. Ask it. I'm seeing everything. Don't worry. People on Twitter, if you ask me question, ask it. I'm seeing it here. People on Instagram, I'm seeing it. On YouTube, ask your questions. Just type it. I will see it. So don't worry. You don't have to stress yourself. Okay, thank you very much. So, with what you have said, I mean, you all of you having different experiences. I hope that please don't become what people have not become because you think that they are not there when you were struggling. And that's the thing that I always tell myself. I will not be who you are because you refuse to do the right thing. Because some Nigerians will say, well, when I came here, people did not help me. It was God that helped me. Me too, I will not help. So don't be that person.
mhm,
I'm trying to encourage you, Abigail, Emmanuel, and Dolapo, as much as possible. Also, let us balance it. For people who did not want to help, it's not their fault. They've chopped their eyes in the past.
mhm,
I know Nigerians that have genuinely helped people. Somebody helped somebody to get a job. Abigail, they hear me. Somebody helped somebody to get a job in this same Canada. This person that they help went to go and tell the guy to fire the person that helped me. Yes, this one not be say I hear, I see, I know. And that guy has said that never in his life he will never help Nigerians again. You can see people are hot. They've helped people in the past and they've been hurt by it. So for people who are not helping, it's not that they are like that. It is same people that usually make them like that. But the balance is this. There are usually bad eggs everywhere. There are bad eggs in the Indian community. There are bad eggs in the Indonesian community. There are bad eggs in every country. in every community, in every human race, but they still not stop helping themselves. In fact, those guys are worse than us in terms of attitude, but they know how to cover themselves. That's the good thing. In terms of, and they are still helping themselves. 55 Indians can stay in one room, and one by one, all of them will leave to go and get house, to rent house, or to go and buy houses. It doesn't mean they are not having issues, but it means that they know how to help themselves. So these are the things that I we need to say. Emilia has gone, so I think she's preparing for her defense according to what she told me. But let me now go back to Abigail again. So the question I want to ask you is this: people are asking, how can people come to Canada? How much did you spend specifically when it comes to Canada, um, including proof of fund? Tell us the proof of fund amount that is required officially in Canada that you spent. You know what I mean by that question. Um, the tuition fee that I think this was 2022, this 2025. It came in 2023, if I remember.
Yeah, I came in
Yes, how much you
2023.
spend?
Mm,
Yes, how much you are spending per month feeding? Because when I say this thing on Twitter or online, some people say, he says D1 is exaggeration. Some people will say, I went there, I didn't spend up to that amount. I lie, they will not tell you that they have backup. So I know that you use a loan company and all of that, but officially, how much are you supposed to spend coming to Canada? Let people know.
okay. I know currently they have Canada IRCC policy change all the time. So there's a new
Yes.
policy now. Yeah, but I remember 2023 thereabout. Um, I can't remember the exact the Canadian dollar, but in naira equivalent, it was
Mm-hmm.
the POF that we showed was 25 million plus the extra 8 million that I had in my account,
Mm-hmm.
which was, if I'm correct, I think it should be 33 million.
Yes.
Yeah. So, because I remember the advice that you told me, Abigail, pay
Yes.
1 year. But if you remember, we paid the first semester, which was, I think,
Mm.
9,000 Canadian dollars. That was what we paid.
Yes. Yes.
So I had extra 8 million, then
Mm-hmm.
plus the loan company, that's the 25 million.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I stepped into Canada, the remaining
Mm-hmm.
second semester, because of the Naira exchange rate, it went so high. So obviously I paid like 11 point something million.
Mm-hmm.
So there was extra 3.5 added to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then my house rent that period,
Mm-hmm.
in Canada they do first and the last. And
Yes.
of which I did first and the last. And I paid extra 2 months because because
Mm-hmm.
of the job issue of the thing that you told me. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I made sure I paid like, that first, then September, October. Yeah, I paid the first, which was September. Then I paid October,
Mm-hmm.
November. So I started paying monthly from December that they were
Mm-hmm.
sending money for me from home. Then
Mm.
when it comes to feeding, what I can say is that where I am, there's no African store. It's just recently that one was being opened.
You dey
Yeah.
miss. I dey chop African food 24/7.
Yeah. And the African store is very expensive because that period I was buying from all the way
Yeah.
from Oshawa,
Ah.
and it will be delivered to me. So it was, in fact, everything in African store is just very expensive. And when you go to these Indian stores that they sell almost every of the country's food, you are not going to see any
Mm-hmm.
meaningful something that you really want. So,
Mm-hmm.
but no frills are trying and Freshco because whenever I get there, at most I spend like $500 as my grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I shop for a month. I don't shop for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, because of school, because I was busy with school work, lots of assignments, stuff to do. I need to do my reading. Yeah, but aside from that, in fact, that was basically how much that I spent.
Hmm. So in
Mm.
total now, like how much like this?
Ah,
That's about almost. That's
um,
you mentioned one. You mentioned 125 M. You mentioned 18, 25 plus 8. That's 33. Any other one?
yeah, that
You
we
mentioned
because of
111.
exchange rates, we added another 3.5 because of the second semester school fees. It wasn't that much
Okay,
because of the
so that's
exchange rate. Uh-huh.
33 plus 3.5, like 36 million.
We can't talk about house rent.
Aha. So let's say 36 million house rent. So you see now, as at 2023, you spent almost 40 million coming to Canada. That's about 2 years ago. The proof of fund is 21 kcag. Then your proof of fund was 10 kcag. So when I tell people that if you don't have at least 40 million, you can't come to Canada, it will be like say, do you want the now you can hear practical now. So if you don't have 40M, it's practically difficult to come to Canada. So for those of you asking, I hope that answers your questions. Let me go to Ima. Ima, I know you got is it a scholarship? I want
I
to
think I'm
remember.
struggling
Ima,
with
is
it.
it a scholar? Oh, can you hear
I'm
me?
actually struggling with the network. If you can hear me,
Yes, I think I can hear you. I said if anybody wants to come to Switzerland now, how much should the person budget?
okay. First off, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Come again with your question. I think I lost you at a point.
I said that I think you came here through scholarship or you paid. If you paid, how much? And
I
anybody that
paid.
wants to come to Switzerland now, hey, how
Okay,
much should they budget coming to Switzerland? Both the proof of fund and
yes.
also the tuition fee, the budget for an average Nigerian or African, anybody listening to us.
Okay. Considering even the forex fluctuations, the naira exchange rate fluctuations, I think anything in the neighborhood of 35 to 40 million, you're good to go.
Or more.
I'm being frank with
Hmm.
you.
Very expensive.
What
Very
I did,
expensive.
what I did in my own was 30 million
Hmm.
in as
30M.
proof of fund. Yes, 30M.
Wow.
And this is outside maybe the logistics of coming here and then
Or
the
more.
school fees. School fees there you pay, normal every semester now. Then house rent,
Hmm.
you would have paid the first house rent from Nigeria. You would have reserved your accommodation while you are still in Nigeria. They call
Yes.
it
Yes.
security fee. It's
Security.
like a 1 month
Security fee.
a 1 month a 1 month rent you pay them to secure the accommodation. Then when you come in before they
Mhm.
hand over the keys to the place to you, you pay the very current month, and they'll have that same very first one you pay the caution or security fee with them till your contract with them expires. Then you want to leave, they will check whatever their facility. If everything is okay, they give you back that one. If it's not okay, they do some repairs from that and give you change. Or you go add more if you spoil something. So like for 35 to 40 million, you will be good to go. Depending on which part of this country actually you're going now, because the major thing here is actually rent, to be frank. Major thing here is rent. For most schools that don't have student hostels, you're going to pay between 1.3 to 1.5 million naira equivalent every month here. And
Wow.
if you're not working,
Wow.
and somebody's going to send this money to you, it's going to be it's going to be a tall order, to be frank with you.
Yeah.
Monthly rent, and this one is such that Oyibo no get time for you to say, they get delay, give me till next month, or till next week.
Oh yeah.
No
Oh
agreement.
yeah.
You say we can say agreement is agreement. Now here I see a more. You see,
Agreement is here, neighbor, here,
for
neighbor.
for here
So
for here
agreement.
agreement is agreement. Oyibo no get no. They don't want story. Come here 7
Yeah.
o'clock. 7 o'clock be here. No story. No, we've
Yes.
agreed. So that's how it is. 35, 40 million, you're good to go. Maybe there should be more
Mhm.
specific questions, That's the truth. Mm.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Dolakwa, I know that if you don't even have money, you can't even go to US. The only way you can come to US is through scholarship, unless you have 50 million. Because as it is now, yes, now because if you want to fund yourself to US, their tuition fee is around 20 to 25K USD per year, if I'm correct. The lower one is about 18K, 20K. That one in Naira na blood money. And you have to do 2 years. So so if you want to go, if you have 50, like 50 to 60, I'm not even dream US. If you see anybody come to US in Papa and Father, they get money. That's why I always tell people that if you want to go to US, you must have your money, or you have to go through scholarship, like Dolapo is doing. And she got fully funded scholarship. Dolapo, you did history, right? I think you did something around
Yeah,
that.
history. Yeah, history.
Yeah. For people saying you can't get scholarship, Dolapo got fully funded PhD scholarship with history. History. To be reading story, history. But I know that it's quite difficult. It's more than what we see. The history we know is that she needs just to be reading the story of people history. No, not be like that. It's usually more than that. So as we round up, let me just ask us these questions. So what happens after schooling? Because for Nigerians, this is very important for us. No tell me say make I just go any country. No be say I don't know the book. Some people have mastered, they have PhD before, but they want to japa. So what happens after japa? What are the possible ways of either getting job or getting PR, and how does it work in your different countries? So I will start from Abigail. What you know, I will help you. We did this in Canada, no worry. Whatever you know, I will I will help you. We did this in Canada. So what are the jobs and PR options in Canada that you know? I will help you with the ones you don't know.
Hmm. D1. That's the
Now,
PRO. Like, in fact, I will say that I'm hanging on the thread when it comes to the PR.
the thing be like this.
I'm hanging on the thread because I need my husband in this country.
Yes, I know.
I need my
I know.
husband in this country. And as a
I know he's still in
newlywed,
Najaba.
he's
He's
still
still in
in
Najaba.
Nigeria. As a newlywed,
Omo.
it's
Body no
not
be
easy.
firewood though. You come marry you. They no cause you no cause see wetin you marry.
I no cause waiting I marry. My husband don't they complain that he no know waiting be
Mm,
married life. Oh. As he marry me, and now so I can't leave him for Niger, go back to Canada.
mm,
And the policy,
mm.
they keep changing, changing. They closed the spousal work permit for those of us that did diploma last year, January.
Yes, yes, yes,
Except you are doing masters and PhD.
yes, yes.
I can't go ahead and do MBA. Of course, my dream was MBA.
Yeah.
And I can't carry on because of this when it comes to the financial aspect of it, except it's scholarship.
Yes,
In order for my
yes,
husband to come in. Yeah, but it would have been
yes,
more easier if I've gotten PR. So,
yes. I
but
agree.
this PR option of a thing is, in fact, I don't want to use my mouth to say, but I just have to be realistic. For those of
Yep,
us that are
yep.
above 30, it's difficult.
Wahala,
Now, it's
wahala.
serious one.
Every age after 30 now -5 points.
In fact, it's a serious problem for us because even when you write the English test, of
Exam.
which you are going to
Yeah,
write it to get your work permit, I passed in order for me to get my work permit. But because of
yep,
the points, I need to write the English
yep.
test again.
Yes, to have like 8 or 8.59, if possible. Yeah, yeah.
My only savior is that I did masters. They said it's going to count.
Yes, yes. Your
Yeah,
masters will count.
that it will count. But one thing I will say is that when it comes to PR issue, I think it favors those in their 20s.
Yes, in Canada, yes. If you're
Yeah,
less than 30 PR, always favors, always.
it favors people in their 20s. Except right now is miracle that I'm hoping on. And I keep
Okay.
asking
So,
people questions,
mhm.
about this PR of it. And nobody is giving me, you see that problem I keep saying. Nobody is giving me that tangible.
That's so let me now give you. Oh yeah, wait now. Let me now give you. So
Thank
number
you.
one, if you are more than 30, the best is to target job outside Ontario. So let your job be looking for jobs in Alberta, be looking for jobs in New Brunswick, be looking for jobs in all these Atlantic regions, Newfoundland and Labrador. No matter your age, if you get job in those areas, your PR is sure in 1 year
But they are
because
saying
you
that the
can do
employ
provincial nomination. Hmm?
but they are saying that it's a specific kind of job the employer is looking for, and it's competitive.
Eh, yes. So I'm not saying the job will come easy.
Yeah.
Don't, because even if you are there and you are not working, you may not join the stream. Because I know that Ontario has a lot of stream, but it's really, really competitive. So, what I advise you do is to check different provinces and look at their in-demand job. It's always competitive too, because a lot of people always go there to go and look for job, and then use it to apply. That's one. Two is that now that you are finishing, you are done with your masters. You can, with your diploma. If you have your work permit, your husband can come. I hope you know.
No, they said we must
They're
get
not
a
telling.
job. They said, according to the new policy now, that we
Mm,
must get a job in our field, which is
that's the problem.
tier zero, tier one,
There's
tier
zero
two,
one
tier three.
and two. Yep, yep,
So
yep.
when I checked in business, business is among the courses that they scrapped off.
Shit, it's true. It's true. It's true.
So
Gee,
these are
Holy
these are
Ghost.
information. These are information that you need to give to people.
Nah, that's true. Even me, I forgot it. I just remember.
Yeah, these are
That's true.
information
That
you
they
need
just
to. These are
scrap.
information you need to give to people, because now Canada, they listed what they need in Canada.
Hmm.
So if you're applying for
Let me write it
school,
down.
yeah.
I need to put it online. Yeah.
So if you're applying for a school, you should
Hmm.
actually go to IRCC and know what they are looking for. If not,
Hmm.
they won't give you visa. You will be denied.
Yes. Yes. So you have to check for the course, the schools and courses that are now
Exactly.
accredited for both PR and work permit.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. In fact, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they even updated it again.
They
They
updated it.
updated
As
it
in
again.
someone, yeah, someone had to call my attention when I was
Yeah.
crying that I need my husband. She now said, Abigail, have you forgotten that it must be tier zero, tier one, tier two, tier. So when I looked at it, being that I did business, so the
Mm-hmm.
only job I can get is a managerial role or supervisor role.
I see. Why
So
not? I have an idea. Why not switch to project management like I did? Because
switching to mhm,
that way you anybody can do project management. It's not even because if you have any skill, anybody can do it. With a project manager certification, project management jobs are usually more, very much. And that's why I switched to from my engineering. Project management jobs are much everywhere, if US, Canada, anywhere. And I can tell you from experience that you can get job. I'm not saying is your job easier, but compared to others, the jobs are available. And when you see jobs are available, it means your chances are higher.
mm,
And with a project management, there's no way they will not get project management. It's a tech thing. And you don't have to be doing tech stuff as a project manager. You are only a manager, as it says, project management.
yeah,
So, in my opinion, if you can switch to something like that and
and
start
do the
looking for jobs
certification, right?
and do the certification, yes, just remind me to give you all the breakdown of the certification. It will save you of all of this stress of business, be looking for something. It will save you, and anybody can become a project manager. And I can tell you from experience that project manager is simple, is easy, especially if you have been a leader, you have led people before, you know how to coordinate, you know how to do things, you have been doing it. In everybody's a project manager because you have to package yourself to go to school, you have to coordinate when you eat, you have to coordinate when you read. So I mean,
Yeah.
in my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah.
if you're having issues with jobs, I tell people just switch to project management.
Okay. Of course, we are going to talk more about it when we are done. Then
We'll talk about that
another
one. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
yeah. Then quick one. What I want to say is if you want to come to Canada, go and learn skill. That's something I
Very
said
important.
I'm going to, yeah. Because I remember telling my husband, if I had knew when I was angry and resigned from my job, I said, you know what? I'm not working. Whatever that will happen to me, let it happen to me in Nigeria. I don't care.
Y-
That what
Yeah.
I would have done was to engage myself in plumbing work or
Come on,
mechanic.
plumbing and mechanic, those two jobs, they are
Plumbing.
really, really
Plumbing work or mechanic. That had it been, I learned how to do plumbing work. By now, I won't be searching for job or mechanic.
yeah,
I will be searching for
yes.
job because I remember our the hot water wasn't running. So my landlady had to speak to the management. Do you know they called a plumber? And it was a woman.
Wow.
It was a woman. I was
He
like, oh my
he's,
goodness.
he shock you. He said, now
It
woman
shocked
like where
me.
they do this thing.
It's like it shocked me. It shocked me when I saw my fellow woman doing and it took her less than 15 minutes. She's done. She just identified what the problem is. I was like, and I'm here wasting in Nigeria. I also want to use this opportunity to encourage parents. Allow your children to learn skills because during our own time, they were like, go to school. It's education. Education is the key. And that is where we got it all wrong. That is where we
Mm,
got it all wrong. Even making of hair is a skill. Is a skill
yeah.
because this hair, if I tell you this hair that I'm carrying that is old like this, Monday will make this hair 2 weeks. I paid the
Mhm.
lady charge me $80. She not said that big girl, go to saloon.
Can you
You will know how much they are collecting in saloon. I said, what? I said, no,
can
why
you
you go they do
imagine?
that? This hair, I say like eh? $80. The girl collected $80 from me. She just said, Abigail, you know how far now. Go to saloon, you go know how far. Eh?
Can,
I did not
yes,
even
now it's true
touch.
now.
She just said, Abigail, like, I retouched your hair. I did not even touch. I was like, what is going on? So these are the things that, if you are planning for your japa, also plan for survivors. I call this thing survivor skills.
Mm,
These are the things that will also help you until you get to your dream job. Thank
mm.
you.
Thank you very much. So, I hope that people are already learning, and yeah, so skills is really, really important. Let me take it back to Dolako. Dolako, same questions. Yes, I'm expecting your own answer. Yes, I think you are muted. You are muted, Dolako.
Yeah, I don't know which answer you are expecting anyways. But
The
I
one about what happens after school. What are the routes for permanent residency in US?
hmm,
Yes, and then one or two tips. Yeah.
okay. So let me first correct this. I'm still in my first year. I am going for a 5 years program, even though I know that maybe when people finish their masters, they tend to get green card. Then after green card, they become citizen. Or I don't know, but I just think I'm not an expert in that area. I do not really have any
Okay.
information. I do not really have any information about that. But what I've been hearing so far of becoming citizen or resident is you having some history that can help your profile, like attending conferences, having publications, traveling to other countries, like not travel, just like when you are studying, just trying to like add a lot of value to yourself, so that when you are applying for green card or any other status, your application might be easier. And this one that the change in
Huh?
administration, I do not
Your,
know how things are
your
because I'm
network
not.
is really breaking. Okay, I think it's better now. Yeah, the network was breaking
Oh,
before. I
okay.
think it's better now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do not really have knowledge about that. I just most of things I know they were just things that I hear around, not that I've really sat down and research on it. So maybe I can learn from this platform too, since the one is an expert.
Okay. Okay. So well, there's the EB one, of course. EB one A, EB two. As you are doing your PhD, make sure you're having publications. I know you got direct PhD from bachelor's, right? You don't have a
Bachelor's,
master's.
yeah.
So yeah, so while you are running up your PhD, I don't know if your course has masters, you get master certificate in the process. Do you guys have that?
I, I don't. But for me, it was not included, but I think they've started doing things like that in my department. Just that you won't celebrate with others, but they can give you that certificate.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so as if you have that and you have your masters, you can apply for EB1 or EB2. Yeah, people are doing that a lot. In fact, I use my own masters to get EB2 green card from US before I finish my PhD. And it's just my masters and my research experience and publications. That's all. So whenever
So,
I have a lot of people in the group that you are that have also gotten it. So we can have that discussion later.
what's the difference
You have my
between
number.
EP1 and EP2? D1.
I'm on the no, this one. Now, wow. So EB1, the difference between EB1 and EB2 is that for EB1, you can adjust your status almost immediately. You can get your green card. But for EB2, you have to go through the consular process. It takes some time. You see, it takes about 1 or 2 years after you've gotten the approval to get your green card because you have to wait for what do we call it? You have to wait for the visa bulletin to check when it's time for you to adjust your status. It's a long thing. But there are people in the group, that group that you are that are into it.
I
When it's time,
know.
don't worry. When it's time, don't worry. We do together. When it's time, we go run up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, Mr. Iman, I'm concerned is for your place, for your country, Switzerland. I'm sure Switzerland has PR like Australia, but how does it work? I'm sure you must have done the research because you're not street guy
Um,
like me.
yes, the thing is, I am not. Just my little disclaimer. These are not areas I am. I'm not a subject matter expert in these areas, but whatever I'm going to tell you is based on what I read in a few blogs. It's not. Don't go to bank with it. Don't take my word
Where to
for
go
it.
back? I made
so so don't bank on it. Is what I read. Is my little disclaimer. You know what I mean. So here, it's slightly different, but you need to also choose your own struggle ahead of time. Have a roadmap what you intend to do. Someone like me that is doing something research based, industry based, STEM, and stuff like that. Kind of, I have discovered what they give you is 6 months after studies, but that's what you've got. So if you can fix yourself something within that 6 months within your industry, your job here is done actually. So alternatively, you may decide to also go back to school. You may decide to proceed to PhD if before you graduate, you are able to see some projects that are, some professors that have some projects that have funds as well. And then within your own academic space or your own specialization, you can actually from there continue with your PhD. And the PhD here actually is a lucrative thing, even though it's also stressful. But they pay you to do your PhD here, and the pay is super, super good here, you know. So that is strategy number one to keep you here. Or you also may decide to go back for a second master's. But then if you want to stay based on job placements and stuff like that, they're going to give you 6 months postgraduate, visa to stay here to see if you can see something you will do within your space. So while you are here,
Okay.
you are trying to upskill, trying to learn the language. Social integration is another strategy. Try to make sure you learn the language.
Very important.
That
Mhm.
I'm currently doing also their driving lessons also to make sure I change my Nigerian driver's license to their own because theirs doesn't expire if you're able
Yes,
to pass.
yes.
So it's very rigorous. It's a lifetime driver's license actually. It's rigorous, but then if you're able to
Oh,
go,
it's lifetime.
yes, it's a
Wow.
lifetime. Ask anybody, it's a lifetime. So I am actually in the process. I remember yesterday they sent me some further documents to continue the process and stuff like that, which I'm trying to do a lot of, like 80% of it during this semester break now before the autumn semester begins. So you need to also show competence, show them how um you are able to integrate within this the period you are here. Maybe proficiency in the language. Of course, I've got an A1 already. I've done the first one, German for beginners, and then the next one I'm doing now is by self-study. So, and these are all going to reflect in my academic transcript, and my ability to speak the language, show another one or two other effort I've made towards integration. So I'm actually not going to be like a burden. I'm actually going to also contribute, to the economy, to the society here. So you have this route, like I said, that you do your PhD or second masters, or you get a job within your industry, and you have 6 months to do this job thing. So that's what
This
they'll
is
give you.
advising.
6 months after graduation, 6 months. So if you're unable to fix something, you have to get a plan B, maybe from here, Japa, to other part of Europe or the other part of the world,
But
or you come
so
back to
in
the camp.
6 months,
Yes,
you must get something in 6 months.
yes, it depends. Like it depends on your own field, your own specialization. So most of the people that I've seen that are not doing something STEM, it's not going to be that easy. Because here these guys operate a lot of a kind of what do I call it now? They protect themselves. The markets, they guide them. Because of where I am, I
I
need to cross
understand.
switch. They guide them before you go break in,
Mm-hmm.
Baba. So you need to prove a lot of
You go
things.
ahead.
So they
Yeah, it's
guide.
normal.
These people to guide. So you need to come in with value. You need to make sure you've really, really upscaled. You have something to offer them.
Mm-hmm.
So now here I begin drive forklift now. I know Sabi all these things. Even though in no game motor, I know
Uh-huh.
drive for Nigeria. But as I enter here, you know, I go enter street as well. Or go begin follow Igbo boys. Where
Ah,
they run.
my
I begin drive
my brother,
forklift.
that's all.
Now I can also get certificate on that for less than $1,000 actually. You need to go to get certificate that you also have to add it to your skill set. You never can tell what matures by the time you're done in the next 1.5 years or thereabout. So keep upskilling yourself. That's my little advice. Keep upskilling, keep having options, keep networking from day one. Don't wait until 6 months you graduate, you begin to look around what are you going to do. Luckily for us, we work in close hand in hand with industry partners, so you know what they really want and what problems you want to solve. So with those ideas and whatever you're going to do in your thesis and projects, you may have a chance of, they go say, come, this is way this also you go free do during that thesis. Come,
Mm-hmm.
let's see how we can do this for
Mm-hmm.
us. And I think I've also picked one nugget from what you're saying now. Project management, you said, I think it cuts
It's
across
really good.
fields, it cuts across
It costs
spaces.
it costs
So
across
if you like say you don't show something, you don't show
anywhere,
something to me. Before I left
anywhere.
Nigeria,
If
I had a Scrum certificate actually, which I know use it wasted. I think it expired
see
October.
this guy.
I'm telling you, I'm a certified Scrum Master. I'm certified. It no be
Ah,
said tomorrow. So
no.
but I wasted it because there's nothing. Wait till we one produce practice Scrum for Lagos.
Yeah.
I know say application. I know say application. The thing wasted after that 2 or 3 years. That's why it lasts. So, but now
Oh
I'm
yeah.
beginning to also see the reason why I need to go back again, pick a few more things, like you say, you told them, the other lady, the Abigail. So I
Yeah.
think these are the strategies that can keep you here. Even if it doesn't keep you here,
Yeah.
elsewhere, you can also use it elsewhere.
Yes.
You know, that
Yes.
is
In
it. That
every
is it.
advanced country, they need a project manager,
I think
and
I just immediately you said that I
that's
wrote it immediately. I think
they
it's
need a
something I
project.
really, really
I've
need
done
to
my
do.
research while I was
You know.
rounding up my PhD. I've been practicing projects for a very long time, but I had to do the certification to become an official project manager, because without that, nobody can give you a job. Nobody
Exactly.
will know that you are certified. Yeah. And one good thing about project management, you don't need to know anything. I'm saying it again. Once you go through that course and you see the way people do, and you start attending interviews, you will understand. The good thing about project manager and Scrum is that you are not the one doing the real work, but you are the one supervising. They need your leadership
Yes,
skills
yes,
to
yes, yes. The
supervise.
team.
You are
Yes,
only supervising. You're only supervising the
yes.
team. You are not doing it. You are not writing code. You are not doing the job. You are not doing. Your own is so you just need to learn the softwares, the Jira, the Kanban board, the Trello, the Microsoft project. Those are these. So, and you don't even need to know anything. Now, when you get the job, you go know the skill, the software where they use. They go teach you. Go know am. You do masters. We do a bachelor's. You go learn any skill now. So that's what I tell people. If you don't know what to do, go and do project management. Especially if you're in a field that you think that to get that job, go hard, and it will waste your time. Just go and do project management. Except you are not, especially if you are somebody who is a natural leader who has been leading organizations and all of that. You have been leading people. You are a chorister in church. You are doing something. You are just doing something. You are serving. Then it should be a project manager. So thank you guys. I mean, it's really nice. So finally, before we go, if anybody wants to reach out to you, how best can they reach out to you? Is it your LinkedIn? And I know I'm not asking for phone number because we have 2,400 people listening up to us live here now. 2,400 persons. So I will not ask you to give your phone number. Maybe they no bombard you with chat. But I mean, how can they reach out to you officially? Do you have email address? Do you have LinkedIn? To reach out as we round up. Let me start from Dollar.
Yeah, so for me, I think my mail works well. Like the mail will be okay for me.
Yeah, you can type it. So I'll put it here for anybody who wants to reach out to you. So you can send you an email. Maybe they want to ask you, how did you get fully funded PhD scholarship history? They say it's not possible. This
Okay.
is
Oh.
that's why I'm bringing you people. I've said a lot of things online, but it looks as if people don't really believe. That's why I'm doing these Japa stories to bring as many persons as possible. Maybe when they see you and they can relate with you, they will see. So you can send it. I will see it on the private chat and I'll put it here. So Abigail, how can they
Yeah,
reach out to you?
I sent it now.
Okay, I've seen it. I'll put it on the
I will go with
copy email
I will go
address. I'll
with
put it on the chat now. Everybody will see it in the public. Okay.
okay. I will go with
Yes,
my
Abigail, yes.
yeah, I will go with my email as well because my social media handle is kind
Hmm.
of private to me. So and
Okay.
they might send me a
May they not
message
kill you
and
with request.
I will not read it. So but mails I actually go through
Okay.
my mails all the time. So I think mail is better.
Okay. Send your email address. Let me put it. I'll put Dolapo's email address here. Adewuyade@gmail. Just come for people wants to ask her questions, and all of that. And God can put it in her mind to reply you and all
Please
of that.
make your questions. I think for me, make your questions in the summer like this, but
Yes, so after since starting from August like this,
can
you not go see her
everyone
face
hear
again.
me?
Now. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, I think my network is off again.
No, I can hear you, Dolapo. I know that after this July, you are not free again. I understand. Abigail, you can send your Gmail. Emmanuel, you have the mic, sir.
I've already sent my mail. It's Yahoo anyway, not Gmail.
Okay, I'll put it now.
Okay, thank you.
Emmanuel, are you here, sir? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think I shared my I'm more
Emmanuel, can you hear
comfortable
me?
doing the yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me from your side.
Okay, sir. So how can they reach out? How can they reach out to
Okay,
you? Yes.
I'm comfortable with emails. I am not even though I have social media handles like Twitter, but I don't really do much with them, to be frank with you. I'm more of an email person because I was in the corporate space for a long time. So, and I shared my email address with you already in a chat. Maybe you can also paste it in case anyone has a few clarifications or so they seek. We can also talk within the limits of my own knowledge, and experience. So I don't know if you saw it.
Okay.
I
Mm.
see the one.
No, send it to this chat on this chat here. Yeah. There's a chat
Oh,
here on
okay,
this
okay, okay.
platform.
All right, I'll send it to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Dolapo, you want to say
Yeah, I'm going to
something?
send
Dolapo, you
it
want to say
now.
something?
Yes, I want to say something. So about reaching out to me, I think for me, I'll prefer if people reach out to me now, like during the summer break. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to reach out to
Yeah, I
me,
know.
please reach out to me around July to like early August. Anytime from that
Yeah.
period, I'm not assuring feedback because
Yeah.
I know how
You'll
people
be resuming
can
second
need.
semester. Yeah.
Exactly. So people can be of need, like, and it might be a lot of people. So I cannot promise to be like 100% available to anyone reaching out to me on how to secure scholarship. But I can try. And in a situation where I cannot really help, I will refer you to D1. D1 is the one doing the main job. I'm not doing the main job.
Okay,
I'm just a student.
okay,
So please take it easy on me. Try to use the summer opportunity.
okay. If their wala is too much, just refer them to our customer service. Let them book on
Exactly.
vacation
I'll refer
and
them
all of
to
that.
you. Yeah.
Yes, let them book us and all of that. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
guys are lucky because at that time, 2021, 2022, I have time. In fact, my DM is usually open, but now we have to structure everything. I'm really glad that you guys came. Ima, thank you guys for coming. Ima, please put it here on the private. Okay, let me put Ima's email too. So you guys should be expecting chats, and then the people you can reply and you can give tips. Please give it to them, and please you are not obliged. There's no compulsion. If you know say their wala is so much, let them come and pay for the service, and we have their time very well, so they can pay for it. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Abigail. Thank you. Abigail, remind me we need to talk about that project management thing. Me, I'm someone that when I see the light, I don't care. I'll tell as many persons as possible.
Me too.
Yes, I will give you the link that I used to study. I'll give you the link that I used to study. I'll tell you how I passed the exam. I'll give you all the tips. So once you are a certified project manager, you can work anywhere in the world with any company. Anybody in the world as project manager because everybody is doing projects. No, even if you're a nurse, you can become a project manager in an hospital and you don't know anything about medicine, but you are the one controlling them. You are the one telling them what to do, what to do. But you don't know even how to give injection. You don't know. That's one good thing about being a project manager and being a program manager and a scrum master. So this is what I love and this is what I'm doing. If it's something you like, I'll give you all the tips. I usually give it to my guys, so you two are part of them. I'll give it to you, and then we can, especially for Abigail, so that you help you transition and get a good job, and then so that you can use to get the work permit and your husband can come. Because without that, they will not give you the work
Yeah.
permit as it is. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. As you,
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
Yes,
Thank
Thank
you.
about
you.
2,000.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Thank you. So I'm going to stop the stream now. About 2,600 persons are joining us live.
Wow.
So yeah, 2,600 persons are listening to us live
That's
across all our
huge.
social media handles. Thank you guys, and I appreciate it. Thank you. So guys, I'm going to see you again. Hopefully, we'll do one or two more before we get busy. By August, everybody will be busy, and then we will not have this time again. Thank you guys, and God bless you guys. I'm stopping the stream now, and I'll see you guys later.